Good morning, darling. How was your sleep? Don't worry, darling. Relax. I'm not here to hurt you. Here, I brought you a glass of chocolate milk. It's your favorite thing to drink first thing in the morning. I know this is a little scary having a stranger greet you first thing in the morning, but give me a moment to explain and I'm sure you'll understand. You always do. This is never easy to tell you, but a few years ago you were in a terrible accident. Here's the newspaper. Look at the cover. Yes, that is your car. A few years ago you were injured in a serious car accident and this is your medical records. Once you recovered, they realized that you were having trouble remembering things. Eventually, they diagnosed you with short-term memory loss. You relive the same day over and over again, never able to remember what happened the day before. That's okay if you're a little suspicious. Some days you take it well, others not so much, but here, let me show you this video on my phone. Do you see that? There I am, at the end of the aisle, dressed in that beautiful white dress. Yeah, there's your family and friends. My family and friends are on the other side. Who are they looking at? Give it a second. And there. See who it is? Yes, that's you, walking to meet me at the end of the aisle. Look at your hand. Lifted and put next to mine. See? We each have a wedding ring. And I have one last thing to show you. You recognize your handwriting, right? This is a journal that you've been keeping these past few years. Every day, before you go to bed, you write something that happened the day before. Sometimes you even ask me to print a photo now and again, so you can glue it into your journal entry. Sometimes we have good days, and sometimes bad ones. But no matter what happens, I never interfere with your journal entries. Yes, it is tempting at times to tear out those pages and have you forget things I've done, but that wouldn't be right. Because when I agreed to marry you, we promised to be there for each other, both in good and bad times. And that journal is what reminds you of how you felt, even if you can't remember it. Do I do this every morning? Yes, I do. Sometimes I greet you in person. Sometimes, if I have to be somewhere else, I leave you a video to watch to help you catch up. Does it bother me, having to remind you every morning? Darling, this is nothing compared to when we were dating. I still remember what happened after our first date. You woke up the next morning and saw me in your bed and you freaked out. Oh, you leaped out of bed and started smacking me with a pillow, asking me who I was, and you freaked me out, so I went into your restroom, got dressed, and jumped out the window. At first, I wanted to stay away from you as much as I could, but curiosity got the better of me, and I went back to see what had happened. That's when your family told me about your condition, that you hadn't remembered me from the night before, and that you were destined to forget me every night. They advised me to stay away from you and move on because, according to them, there was no tomorrow for you. I wanted to agree with them, but I couldn't forget you. I was determined to make it work. So, for a couple weeks after that, I tried multiple ways to meet you. You always kept the same routine every day, so I found new and creative ways to meet you in different ways. One time I posed as a construction worker. Another time I pretended my car broke down so you would help me. My favorite, though, was when I asked a friend to pretend to beat me up so you'd come and rescue me. It was all fun and games, and till you tackled him to the ground and started doing the Walls of Jericho wrestling move on them. He's still mad about that, but anyways, my point is that I never gave up on you, even when you almost did. Shortly after we started letting you know about your condition, you said that you wanted me to help you forget about me. You told me that you felt like an anchor that was dragging you down, that you were holding me back from being with someone who could be there for me for more than a day. I pleaded with you to change your mind, but you refused. You even threatened to burn your journal and to have your family ban me from ever seeing you again, so I had no choice but to agree. That night, as we were going over your journal and all our pictures, we started to realize how much we meant to each other, learning all the things we knew about each other. Every kiss, every time we made each other laugh, every fight, every time we made up, only reminded us of what was special about each other. Every page you tore from your journal became harder to take out until we both couldn't tug another sheet. When you tried to close the journal, a folded up paper fell out of it. And when I opened it, I couldn't believe it. They were a bunch of sketches, each one slightly different, but each one looked like me. You said that you had a habit of sketching whatever you dreamed of the night before, and even though you don't remember each dream, there was always a woman in them that looked like me. I still remember you apologized for being so selfish and not being able to let me go, and I just held you tight and said that you had nothing to apologize for. You wanted to forget me, not because you didn't love me, but because you loved me so much that you wanted me to live a full and happy life, even if that meant you would never see me again. Darling, being with you is the only way I could ever live a full and happy life. You're the man of my dreams, and I'm the girl of yours. So that night, we agreed to get married. It took a lot of planning, and it probably could have gone smoother, but we made it work. I know that even if you believe me, this whole situation must be strange, even a little scary. But just know that I care a lot about you, and that I would do anything to make you happy, just like you always did anything to make me happy. I'll give you a minute to get dressed, but when you're ready, come downstairs and join us for breakfast. Your daughter always loves to see you first thing in the morning. I love you.